There's a certain archetype of fusion dishes that is very popular in Asia, and that is Carbonara Udon. Italian Asian fusion dishes are generally quite popular in Asia, and they are typically seen as cafe food or places that are perfect for family or for going out as dates. Now, the definition of the carbonara is the Asian equivalent of it. So the dishes will contain some level of cream. I'll be rating the dish on terms of how likely is it to pass the carbonara test based on how much cream it has, or does it just replace the pasta with udon noodles? And I'll be showing you a couple spots in both Tokyo and in my hometown of Singapore. So if you're any purists of the dish, it's best to look away from this video now. This is Menchirashi, a small but very popular udon restaurant located in Neko Street, Shibuya in Tokyo. Now, I don't know if this was the original place that first popularized the carbonara udon, or at least the one with the less cream version, but it definitely went very viral on social media, and I think a lot of the dishes that contain less cream are very much inspired by the dish at this place. The carbonara is not the only dish that this place serves, but it can definitely be said to be the most popular, because when I was in line, I swear everyone in front and behind me were all ordering the exact same dish. I would say even after trying all the different types of carbonara udon, I think this is definitely the best one I've tried, with the main reason being that the sauce is basically made in a very similar way to a traditional carbonara. Although it's less eggy and contains less pepper, it fundamentally did not stray too far from what an original carbonara looks like, besides the fact that instead of pasta, it uses udon. It also helps that the udon here has this very satisfying mouthfeel. It's extremely thick and chewy and retains the texture throughout the entire meal, making it a great medium in scooping up all of the sauces, as I find that this udon here actually is not too slippery, which means that the sauce can cling to it a bit better as you're eating. Another common way for this dish to be served would be in a more soupy based form in which there's a lot of cream being used. I would say this is definitely an Asian exclusive that is particularly popular in East Asian countries. This place in particular is a beautiful location in Shibuya. The view is astounding. I think this is a great place for a date. Not that I would know of, but I've eaten here by myself and I had a great time regardless. And a great variety of dishes, a lot of udon, great sizes, and a great view of Shibuya in the nighttime or at any point of the day that you will come here. There's another way of the soup being served as well, as half curry udon and a half cream sauce udon. Curry udon is probably one of the most popular ways udon is served as well. And I really like this rendition because it's extremely beefy with a really flavorful space stock. And this complements the cream sauce really well, and the cream sauce just adds additional richness to the overall dish. I think the thickness of the udon noodle makes it a really good medium for sauces that are a bit thicker or broths that are a bit more stew-like. But one thing to note is that because of how thick this broth is, it is extremely filling. I ate this during lunch and I was still filling the udon dish all the way up to dinner. I think at dinner I just had like a couple of side dishes and drinks because I was just so full from the udon. And of course, the popularity of all these different udon dishes, and especially the Carbonara Udon from Menchirashi, has led to other inspirations in Singapore. This is the Carbonara Udon that is served in Paaru. And I would say it's definitely the most similar to the dish that is served in Menchirashi. I really like the portion size and the amount of cheese they put on this dish, and the fact that the mentaiko is included as part of the dish as opposed to being an add-on in the dish in Menchirashi. And while the vibes of both restaurants is very casual, I feel that the one in Menchirashi is a bit of more dine in, dine out quickly, whereas the one in Paaru is a bit more relaxed. There's a bit more ambience and vibe, and a lot of thought being put into the setting of the restaurant, making it a perfect place for dates or just hanging out with your friends. Both dishes share a lot of similarities, but I'm just happy to be able to have the dish both in Singapore and in Tokyo. I think Carbonara Udon is a great representation of Italian and Japanese fusion dishes and the way they can spread across the different parts of Asia. I'm a big fan of the dish and I'll always order it at the various restaurants I go to just to see what is the restaurant's take on this particular dish. However, if you're looking for something a bit more authentic when you're visiting Japan, why don't you check out my videos about the different ramen types that you can find in Tokyo itself.